Are you moving to the Salt Lake City area? What are some things that you need to know about this area? What are the major neighborhoods that you should check out? We're going to cover that and more next. Hi, I'm Robert Luke, and I've been a realtor in this area since 2005. What I'm going to show you today are two things. One is the major neighborhoods around Salt Lake that you should check out, and two, a real quick overview of the public transportation in the area. Let's get oriented first. Check out this map of the valley. To the northwest is the Great Salt Lake in Davis County. To the east are the mountains with ski resorts, fishing, and camping. To the west are the desert areas with lots of four-wheeler, Jeep trails, and hiking. To the south is Utah County with Utah Lake, Silicon Slopes, and the Provo-Orem area. Number one on this map is the Salt Lake International Airport. It takes about 30 minutes to get there from the bottom of the valley on a normal day. Number two on this map is downtown Salt Lake City. Lots of entertainment and cultural events. Number three is Immigration Canyon, where the pioneers first entered the valley. Hogle Zoo is in that area, as well as Pioneer Village, which is at the This Is the Place monument. Number four is Parley's Canyon, which is the road to Park City. Lots of skiing, hiking, and fishing. Number five is Big Cottonwood Canyon, home of the ski resorts of Solitude, Deer Valley, Brighton, Bald Eagle, and the back end of Park City. There's lots of hiking and fishing in that area. Number six is Little Cottonwood Canyon, which is the home of the ski resorts Snowbird and Alta. There's lots of hiking and fishing. Number seven is at the bottom of Salt Lake Valley, and this is called Point of the Mountain. This is the entrance to Utah Valley. Transportation. There's a system called TRAX, which covers most of the valley from Salt Lake down to Draper, and on the west side from the airport down to South Jordan. Front Runner is a train system that runs from Salt Lake down to Orem and from Salt Lake up to the Ogden area. Okay, the housing areas we're going to cover today are Area 1, North Salt Lake, Area 2, downtown Salt Lake, the Avenues, and the Harvard-Yale neighborhoods, Area 3, Sugar House, Mill Creek neighborhoods, Area 4, Holiday, Cottonwood Heights neighborhoods, Area 5, Sandy Draper neighborhoods. Now, one thing, I want to keep this video around 10 minutes, so what I'm going to do is cover the neighborhoods on the east side of the freeway for now. In the Salt Lake, we call that the east side. And part two will be the west side, which we call the west side. That should be out in the next couple of days. Okay, ready to start? There's three items I want to point out right off the bat. First, any homes you see are not necessarily for sale. Basically what I did is I drove around the neighborhoods and took pictures. Second is that most of the areas you have older homes right next to farmland that was recently sold and developed. So you can see a lot of 1950s homes right next to 2020 developments. The third thing I'd like to tell you about is in Utah, when we say a house is 4,000 square feet, we're including the level above ground and the basement. So in a rambler or ranch, we call them ramblers here, a 4,000 square foot rambler would be 2,000 above and 2,000 in the basement. Area 1, North Salt Lake. Okay, these homes are a quick trip from downtown Salt Lake, although there's usually a bit of traffic around that corner there, usually, in the morning during the commute times. On the east side of the freeway, Highway 15, are the older, more established neighborhoods, which get more expensive as they go up the mountain, the views being the main goal. On the east side, most of the homes date from around the 1950s to the 1990s. You will see prices in the 400 to 1.5 million area depending upon the views. On the west side is where you're going to find most of the newer homes. You get a lot of farmland out there, so you have a lot of developments as the farmers have sold their land. These were mostly built since the year 2000, and about half do not have basements, and that is because of the high water table as you get closer to Salt Lake. Homes average in general from about 400 to 600,000, and there are many new developments in that area. Area 2, downtown Salt Lake, the Avenues, and Harvard-Yale. Around the University of Utah, which is to the east of downtown, you have a lot of homes which have been converted to student housing. There are a lot of good investment opportunities in that area. Downtown, you also have many condos and townhomes, but the big draw to downtown are what we call the avenues. This is where the pioneers first settled. You have a lot of homes from the 1870s, gorgeous homes. A lot of them have basement rentals because they're either students or people, moving into the area that work in downtown. Prices are $500 to about $2 million. A little further south, you have the Harvard-Yale area. And this is a bit newer, built in the 1920s to 1960s. As an easy commute or bus to downtown, very quaint neighborhoods. Prices range 500 to 800,000 on average. Most lot sizes are under a quarter acre, and home sizes in general are about 1,500 to 2,500 square feet. Area 3, Sugar House Mill Creek neighborhoods. Sugar House has a kind of an artsy feel to it. The downtown area is fun. It's a quick drive or bus to Salt Lake, and most of the neighborhoods were built in the 1940s and 50s. The lot sizes are around 0.15 acres, and the prices are about $400 to $1 million. Most homes in this area are under 2,500 square feet total. Area 4, Holiday Cottonwood Heights. This is a very eclectic area with homes all the way from 1,300 square feet to full-blown mansions behind gates. Have you heard the saying, I want this lot, but I want to tear down the house and build a new one? There are many areas in this neighborhood where they've done that. Most of the homes were built in the 1940s to 1990s, and prices range around $500K to $4 million depending upon the area. But because it's so wooded and beautiful, you do get a lot of people buying these things and doing a total makeover of the house or tearing it down and building a new one. Area 5, Sandy Draper. There are many subdivisions in Sandy, which were built in the 1960s, and these homes can be found for around 400 to 600, but there are a lot of farms that have been sold recently, so you have brand new subdivisions, Ivory homes and so forth, that are built in the 2000s, 2020 and so forth. These homes range from about $600K to $1 million, and the views are fantastic because you're right at the base of the mountains. There's a great area called Pepperwood, which is a planned community, and it was mostly built in the 70s and 70s to the 90s. And these have large lots, 0.33 acres and above. And these run from about 600 to 1.5 million. It's a very wooded feel to it. There is a guard at the gate and things like that. Draper is down at the southern part of the valley, and you have the flat areas, you have large subdivisions, but most of the new growth is sloping up the mountain. And while Sandy is pretty flat and part of Draper is to the northern part, all the new development is going up the mountain basically. Yards are generally small, at least the usable part of a yard. It takes account of the slope. Draper is very quick to the freeway. It takes you 5-10 minutes to get to the freeway and has a fantastic view, as you can see in some of these pictures. Prices average between $600K and $2 million. At the top of the mountain, South Mountain in Draper, you have an area called Suncrest. Now, if you can find a home up there and you pay for it, along the edge there, you can have incredible views of the whole valley. A lot of people move to Suncrest because it's above the temperature inversion, which we sometimes get in January. But you pay for it more snow, so you do have more snow up there. A lot of the homes up there are not with the fantastic views, so they're more like the homes down in the valley, except you do have a little cleaner air up there, a couple of times a year when we do get that temperature inversion. The best thing to me about Sandy and Draper is the hiking and biking trails. You are so close to them. You could walk out your front door and literally within 5 to 10 minutes you can hit a trail. You could take your bike. There's just lots of things to do there, and they head east into the mountains, but it's a real fun area. Well, that's a quick tour of the area. As I mentioned earlier, part 2 of this video will go over the housing areas on the west side of the valley. These are West Valley, West Jordan, South Jordan, Daybreak, Riverton, Bluffdale, and Harriman. I look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks.